Can y'all hear me now? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me now. Hold on. Nope, still no sound. All right. What is going on? Oh yeah, you can hear me now. Okay. I took the mic out, so maybe I'll just hold the mic, and it'll look like I'm talking into the mic. Hey y'all. So y'all see with the title. Sometimes it's just too much. Actually, today's everything is just too much, and this can apply to anything. Um, I just have some random thoughts. So I was watching. So it's Saturday, and if y'all watched earlier, DC Kool-Aid was down at the wharf with the Mardi Gras parade. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what's going down. It's time for everybody in the South to get drunk and wear purple and gold. Okay. So she went down there. They had a parade at the wharf, and that's where she was. So I've just been kind of quiet here all day, you know, chilling. Hey, lipstick and sofrito. So I just been here kind of chilling, quiet, not talking to anybody. So, but I was watching I watched, okay. Everybody in the world, we flip channels. It is what it is. We flip channels. So I was flipping channels, and I was going between premium channels, and then I actually rented a movie. I said I'm gonna watch me a movie. I watched Ghostbusters Afterlife. Hey, Joy. Doing good. I hope everybody is doing good. I know it's kind of late. If people ain't up, that's cool. This is just my thoughts that's going on. You like my pink tiny mic? Thank you. Oh, it's a tiny mic. I don't know, because it was plugged in, but I don't know if it was working correctly. So we're going to check on that. So the next time y'all see it, it will be working correctly. I might have to get another adapter. They make it so you got to get an adapter and purchase extra stuff for everything. So I was trying to figure out what to talk about on Real Talk. I really didn't have anything I wanted to talk about. Y'all know I can find anything if it hits me. And then things started hitting me. And then I realized I just had a lot of random thoughts. So I'm going to share them with y'all. And if anybody else, got on Amazon, they got all kind of colors. You can copy it. Tiny mic. Tiny mic. We should all have tiny mics that we talk into like this. I don't know why. But I digress. So I was thinking, so yeah, so like I was saying, so I was floating around doing what we do when we ain't got shit else to do, flip channels, are we gonna watch a movie or we're not gonna watch a movie? So I decided I gotta watch the movie. I watched Ghostbusters Afterlife because I felt like a little nostalgia. Because I loved Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Love Ghostbusters. I even watched a little cartoon for a little while. So, and I kept looking at it on my purchase thing. Yeah, you can find anything on Amazon. So I kept looking at it on my on demand. So I did it, and it was good. I liked it. It was funny, and it brought back like a different time. I don't know what. That's just the best way I can say it. So then after that, so I'm flipping and I watch something. I watched Jack Reacher on Prime. If y'all like that kind of stuff, Jack is kind of good. I finished it. It was pretty good. So I was deciding what I was going to watch. I didn't feel like, I don't know, nothing too heavy. So I was flipping channels. Went to the hospital. Oh shoot, Joe, I'm sorry. I feel you on that one. Prayers to you, baby. I hope everything goes all right. Take your time. Take your time. Do what they tell you to do, and worrying about it and stress will make it worse. Coming from somebody who knows, worrying about it will make it worse. And I know it's so hard to not worry about it, but think about all the stuff you're gonna miss worrying about something you can't do nothing about. So say your prayers, take your medicine, go to your doctor, and you'll be here. You know what I'm saying? We'll be here together. Um, Yes, we sending all the vibes and the jujus and, you know, lighting the candles, everything. So, like I said, I was just sitting here. So, I went to Lifetime because y'all remember back in the day, Lifetime was the go-to. Lifetime had some movies. We be sitting up there all day getting mad with me and watching Lifetime. But you know, it's kind of gotten to everything is just they make movies so quick they're just not good. So I really stopped watching it on a regular basis. But today I noticed because they had it just went off. They had a movie called I'm gonna look over because I don't want to mess the name of the movie up because I Girl in the Shed, The Kidnapping of Abby Hernandez. That's the name of the movie. That's the Lifetime movie of the day. That's the new one. But they had all day all of the what's it called when it's based on a true story movies. And as I'm sitting up there watching, they had an entire day of movies based on true stories about men and who have kidnapped women and not serial killers, not kidnap them and kill them, but who have kidnapped them and kept them in a basement. A daddy kidnapped his daughter for 20 years and kept her in a basement. Uh, uh, a couple kidnapped a woman and they put a box on her head and made her sleep in a little compartment under the bed. They all day, it was 5 or 6 movies about how women are kidnapped and what struck me as it's not the kidnapping, not the act itself, because people are just what they are. You have people who are deviant. You have people who are delusional. You have people who, for lack of a better term, are just evil. That is and has always been. There's nothing you're going to do to change it. I don't know what grand design. I figure it's the yin and yang grand design. For every good, you must have bad. For every saint, you must have devil. For every miracle, you must have evil. I don't know. Maybe that's just the grand design. It's just how it is. There's nothing you're going to do. There's no amount of talking that we can do to get rid of that. However, that is not what struck me. What struck me is this. In each case, when these young women were kidnapped or lost for whatever reason, kidnapped or yeah, just for they were kidnapped. They were taken. It was how law enforcement and the general public itself handled the situation. In this particular situation, the young girl was 15 years old, and at first they didn't want to declare her missing. They wanted to say she was a runaway. She gotten pregnant and she just ran away. And no matter what her mother did, her mother kept saying, my daughter would not run away. Why would she run away? First thing they say, she's pregnant. She will run away. Like discounting the fact that she dropped her daughter off at school and her daughter didn't make it home. It's the we'll look for one girl, but we'll leave a million out there swinging in the wind. I bet if I say the name Gabby Perdido, everybody in here will know who I'm talking about. But how many of y'all heard about Abby Hernandez? I didn't, not until today. And she was gone for over 3 months. For over 3 months, he had her in captivity. He had a dog shock collar around her neck. He would shock her if she did something. He was delusional. He's one of those people who is a conspiracy theorist. The world is flat. Aliens eat the babies. Stuff like that. And he would terrorize this little girl and rape this little girl for over 3 months. And the people turned on her parent, on her mother, because then they started putting out rumors that the little girl wasn't kidnapped. She ran away, and that people actually got mad that they helped her look for her daughter because somebody decided that it was a hoax and it wasn't real, even though this little girl was gone for over 3 months. How many people have heard of Abby Hernandez? If I wasn't on my phone, I could look up at least 1,000 girls that have went missing in the past month. And this is the shortest month of the year. And that it hurts my spirit. And it's done every day. I mean, just on the little random shows I watch, someone hadn't spoken to her son. This might have been a man. Somebody hadn't spoken to her son. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. The other day we were watching a show about, I didn't know about the serial killer in DC back in the 80s. I didn't know. And I like serial, and I don't like, y'all know what I mean. I follow the serial killer thing. They haven't caught him, by the way. But I didn't know there was a serial killer killing young black women in DC in the 80s. So when this child, she was 9 years old. Let me try again. She was 9. Did not return home from walking 2 blocks up the street to the corner store. And the mother called the police. They just hung up and said she just ran away. Give her time to come back. And they hung up on her. This didn't just start happening. It just boggles my mind. Just for the grace of God that mine still comes home. That mine makes it home. I can't imagine somebody discounting the fact that my child has not made it home. And the best you can give me is they probably ran away. Give it a little more time. They'll make it home when statistics show they won't. Hey, Karen, statistically speaking, it shows that they won't. The statistics say a child taken within, a child that has been abducted is dead within the first 4 hours. Rarely do they make it a day. The anomalies, the girls that you've heard about, hey, Susie Q, coming home. The next movie after the Abby movie, is the Cleveland abduction. The man who was just snatching little girls off the street and putting them in his house. Having babies with teenagers. And it took years to catch him. Years to look for these little girls because maybe, hey Mo, because maybe they didn't come from the right side of the road, the right side of the tracks, or the right side of the city. It's mind-boggling and dumbfounding. So these are my random thoughts, so I will be skipping around. But that just happened just, not too long ago, right then and there. I just got off of that, so that's why I started with it. Here's my next thing. So as I was sitting around, and I'm not much for politics. Let me start by saying that. I'm not one for politics. I keep my ears open, but I don't get into politics because politics has gotten so far from what it's supposed to be that it becomes some kind of personal attack if I don't believe, if you and I are not on the same end of the spectrum. The way social media and society has it, it's not just my political views. I'm not just a Democrat or Republican, a liberal or conservative, or somewhere in the middle. But politics has gotten to where it shouldn't, including religion. I just can't. So I don't really follow politics like that. However, when it comes to terms like world wars and things like that, I have a 17-year-old son. So my ears perk up a little. Because I'm old enough to remember young men coming home after being drafted. See, my uncle was in the Vietnam War. And my father fought in the Korean War. So I remember people coming home after being drafted. My son doesn't know anything about a war. Going to war, fighting, pulling the gun, shooting. But realistically, if they reinstate the draft, he could be drafted. They did find her, Gabby Hernandez. If the story is true, because she came on, because on Lifetime they kind of try to work with the real people. So the real Gabby did like an addendum to the movie, and if it's true to form, because as close as a movie can get, he let her go. She kept her. She didn't get. She didn't panic. She kind of kept her wits about herself. She talked to him. She kind of talked her way through it because he wasn't just evil. People like to throw that word around. The guy wasn't just evil. He was also mentally ill. So she kind of even killed her way through the time she was with him, and because he kept seeing things, thinking that she was doing stuff, but she'd been locked in a room. So she knew he was delusional. So she didn't get loud. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. But something happened, and he was going to kill her. And she just said, please leave my body somewhere where my mother can find me. Please don't leave my body where they can't find me. Please let my mom and dad have closure. And he just let her out the car. She went home. I mean, he had one moment of whatever that was. One moment. I guess he really felt something for her as much as he could. So he let her go. But that doesn't happen often. A lot of these girls are found. The little girl who was found, who had been living in the backyard of this man's house for years. The girls in Cleveland who were found because the next door neighbor heard things being thrown around. It's crazy. It is crazy what these people do. But yeah, she was found. Um, but yeah, back to what I was saying. So I was sitting up here, and this hit me. My son can be drafted into the military. Here's the thing. If my son wanted to go in the military, I would be scared because I know that not just a war or anything, the mentality, what the military and having to learn how to kill does to someone. Because like I said, I have a family full of people who in the military. And I'm old enough to where most of them, if not all of them, fought in a war. And they came back different. Hear me. They came back different. If you have somebody who ever served in the military, you had somebody ever went through a war or a conflict, he came back different. They saw different things. They had to do different things to survive. Please take that into consideration when you're talking to a veteran. So that was the thing. I realized that my son could be drafted, and it sent a strange. I was like, I got a little anxious for a second. I'm like, I never thought in my lifetime that there would be another situation where we would be drafting our young people, to where we'll be forcing our young people to fight in a war that they didn't start. And make no mistake, the people that are on the front lines, the men and women that are on the front lines, that are carrying the guns, that are driving the tanks, that are flying the planes, that are navigating the ships, they didn't start this war. They had nothing to do with it. But they're the ones who are going to be on the front line and in the direct path of other people who didn't start the war. But their directives are clear. Fight, win. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. It's 2022, and every day I wake up thinking that it's 1954. I wasn't even born yet. And I just picked that before the civil rights movement, when there was still Jim Crow laws and active sundown towns, when lynching was still a thing, when you could literally drag a man out of his house and hang him from a tree and not get in trouble, and bring friends and take pictures. It feels like that sometimes. It feels like we haven't advanced at all. And I know that we have. I know that it is not 1954. I know that we can all drink from the same fountain and sit at the same counter in the restaurant and ride in whatever area of the bus, train, or plane that we want to. But sometimes it doesn't feel like that. And now we're in a situation where we can get into a global conflict. And we have no say over that. We just have to ride it out and hope somebody we love comes home. And I'm not just not sad for that. I am sad. Right, Susie. It's like we're going backwards, reverting, and not to a good place. We have romanticized the past. I don't know why. The past is filled with hatred and death and dark times. Hey, Miss Tells the Truth. The past is filled, while there are great, beautiful, wonderful memories, there are also horrific things that it wishes we could forget. And some days it feels like we have not taken one step forward. But that was my random thought on that particular situation. Y'all feel free to chime in. Throw out any of your random thoughts. Random thought number 3. I was watching TikTok. As y'all know, I'm slightly addicted. Hi, my name is Lisa, and I'm addicted to TikTok. It's been 20 minutes. So that's my last TikTok fix. So I was watching, as I do. And there was a video of someone cosplaying Pocahontas. The Disney character, Pocahontas, by the way. Because that's not the real person's name or situation that happened on the movie Pocahontas. But it was sexy Pocahontas with the eyeshadow and the lipstick and the painted on, regalia. That is what they want Pocahontas to look like. And they made the white girl had painted her skin so that she would look like she was red. I guess I assume that's what they think the color of Native Americans, indigenous people are. And they did the whole collage thing of the little girl and then the Disney movies. And then at the end, they did like the horror change of the Disney princess with a bullet hole in her head like a zombie. And and here's another mind boggler. Stop that. Don't buy Pocahontas costumes. Boss Lady Lexi. Oh, hey, Boss Lady Lexi. Don't buy Pocahontas costumes. It's disrespectful. Because that's not a real thing. That was a Disney movie. That's not a real name, and that's not a real situation. That's Disney. That's Disney playing with history. Much like history does, but I digress again. That was a child. That story is based on the kidnap, the hostage situation, the rape, and eventual murder of a child. She was a child when she was taken by Captain Smith or Captain Brown or Captain whatever the hell his name was. She was a child. And she was taken from her land to a place where she knew no one. Constantly assaulted, fetishized, eventually to die before her 25th birthday. At the hands of the man who loved her. If you listen to the Disney Princess movie song with the songs and the wind blowing through the hair. Stop that. Stop that. Stop playing with history. Oh, okay. Go ahead, baby. Getting on a roll. Congratulations. Stop that. Just like we don't want people to blackface and take our things that are inherently black, that people say are unprofessional. Our hairstyles are unprofessional. The way we speak, the way we dress is unprofessional when we do it. But let somebody else appropriate that, and it's fine. Just like we don't want someone to do that. Just like we get pissed off when somebody does blackface or when somebody makes themselves look like a different race than they are. We get pissed off. So let's get pissed off with everybody. Stop messing around with that. That was a child. And that was a very bad experience. It was not a Disney movie. It was real life and it sucked. What else, y'all? Yes, make sure everybody hits that congratulations to Miss Tells the Truth. Made the pastors on a roll. Yes, Mr. Brown, we do. We do. We spend so much time explaining ourselves. Right now, I'm going to speak. Oh, her birthday was Tuesday. She's a Pisces. You know what season it is? It's the season of the fish. Oh, sorry. 17. Oh, she'd have caught up to Nick. So for a moment, it is Black History Month. We still got a few more days left. And I'm going to say this about it. I love my black people. Love it. Love it. I grew up in the Deep South with a grandmother who looked like Cicely Tyson. I grew up in a situation where if we were not in the town that we lived in, people would look at me and my grandmother and think that was a nanny child of the people I work for situation, not my grandmother and her granddaughter. Oh, happy birthday. You'll be here? Let's claim that. Let's claim Monday. We're going to claim that 65. That's a good age. Them fives, boy. I grew up 20 minutes away from the bus boycott. I was born a couple of months before they signed a bill that made me be legal. 24/7, 365. I grew up to where I would watch my grandmother move. Because it was only like 3 or 4 white people in the town we grew up in. But she would move over or stop walking when they were walking by. And I'll be looking like, what's going on? Because I didn't understand. I was young. As I got older, we would go places like to J.C. Penney's or Sears and buy, Christmas, or not Christmas shopping, but Christmas shopping, whatever. I remember one time we were shopping and we were in line. And these 2 or 3 white ladies just kept walking in front of us and getting in front of us in the line. And I was like, is this the line? Or, because I was a little bit older. I was still a child. but I was old enough to articulate my thoughts. And I was like 10 or 11. About the same height as my grandmother. And she was a little lady. And I had an attitude back then. Attitude didn't come along with age. Attitude came along with birth. Age mellowed out the attitude. The attitude was fire from the beginning. So I grew up with my grandmother telling me not to say anything. Be quiet, don't say nothing. I'm like, they're not gonna keep acting like you're not here. And I said something. I said we were in line. Excuse me. The line is back there. The line doesn't start in front of my grandmother. It starts behind her. And she would get, she would be small because that's how they were raised. I grew up where I wanted so badly to look like my grandmother. I would put her makeup on, Not a lot of it because I didn't wear makeup, She was dark. My grandmother was dark. She looked like Cicely Tyson. Color, facial structure, everything. And I thought that was the most, thank you. I thought that was the most beautiful woman in the world. She still is. She still is. And I wanted to look like my grandmother. I hated looking like me. I don't know why. I think it had a lot to do with when my mom would talk to me about things. She was very stuck on my color. She was very colorist at the time. And I didn't like that. Because I wanted to look like my girl. I wanted to look like everybody else. I didn't want to be different. I didn't want to stand out. I didn't want green eyes. I didn't want long hair. I didn't want the lighter skin. I didn't want any of that. But I was a kid and I had what I had. And as I grew up, I knew things would get better. I knew that society would understand that they would see what we see and they would understand that it's wrong and they would try to fix it. But it hasn't gotten any better. It has gotten worse because now it's televised and the world can see it, but nobody will do anything about it. You can't tell me. I understand that the police shoot white people. Understand that anybody can get shot by the police. Understand that the police problem is not just a black problem, it's a police problem. I get all that. However, the world can see that it is not a death sentence to run a stop sign or to go through a yellow light or to fall asleep in your car. It's not a death sentence. Even if you committed a crime, very few crimes have a death sentence attached to them. But time after time after time after time, black men and women do not make it home because of something they would have gotten a ticket for if they weren't black. But we see that and nobody does anything about it. And I would think, I'm 54, I'll be 55 in a couple weeks. And I would think that would have been fixed in some way. I know we can't erase bigotry and hatred because that is also universal and time immemorial. People have hated those that are different from them from the beginning. But I thought that as time went by, we would progress and we would see that, hey, Stacy, and we would see that, that's okay, interrupt all you want, it's not right. But it hasn't happened. We're still fighting the same fights. We're still, young children are still being, a young girl spent 4 days in a juvenile detention center because Her bully, it framed her for making a bomb threat. So she spent 4 days in juvenile detention. Young girl, a young boy was tackled and handcuffed while the person he was fighting with, the young white boy, was sitting on the couch, making sure, asking, was he okay? And these are televised, and we see these things. And I'm just not talking to the black community. I'm talking to the white community. Anybody. Wrong is wrong, y'all. Wrong is wrong. And y'all got to know that this is wrong. Because one day, it'll be your kid. And you know who's not going to back you up? Your neighbors are not. They're still going to say, you should have complied. Or maybe they would have been like, oh, he's such a nice boy. But it'll be us marching because your baby didn't come home. Because wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. I don't know if there's a cure to racism, bigotry, discrimination, prejudice. I doubt there is. Because human nature will make you dislike, hate, or be scared of things and you don't even know why. But you can do something about what you do about it. If I don't like somebody, case in point, if I don't like somebody on this app, if I don't like your content, if I don't like you, if I don't fuck with you anymore, I'm not going to spam your videos. I'm not going to hit thumbs down. I'm not going to talk shit. I'm not going to go into the beef sector. I'm not going to start no drama. I'm going to ignore you. You don't exist. I don't care.
Back the camera up just a little bit because it's like this.
I know. Half of my face gone. I see it. I know I just get this part. And I think we got the mic thing. We got to check it. Hey. See, Stacy? What the hell? They said they ain't hear me. So I don't know if it's this or that. I scroll on by. And make no mistake, I don't even need a good reason not to like you. Just because I don't. I mean, that's just the way that's how I know that we'll never get rid of the discriminations, the bigotries, the things. Because and by the way, I keep saying the 4 words because they're not interchangeable. Racism, discrimination, prejudice, and bigotry are 4 different things. They each mean something different. And only 3 of them apply to black people. Okay? Okay. As long as there are people of different everything, you're going to have somebody who doesn't like you because because my hair is gray. They don't like gray hair. I don't know whether it's a preference. I don't know whether it's a kink. I don't know whether it's a phobia. There's going to be somebody who's not going to like me because my hair is gray. There's going to be somebody who's not going to like me because I'm fat. There's going to be somebody who's not going to like me because I'm biracial. There's going to be somebody who's not going to like me because I'm black. Because make no mistake about it, I may be biracial, but the world sees a black woman. And that's how they're going to treat me. They're not going to treat half of me good and half of me bad. They're going to err on the side of bad. So I'm a black woman all day, every day. I don't discount my other half. I just was not raised with them. I was raised in an all-black town. I went to an all-black high school. I went to a historically black college. I have a predominantly black family. My white part wanted nothing to do with me. So while it's there, and it's a part of me, you can see externally, that's not who I am. And that's not what the world sees. I have never been mistaken for a white woman. I have been mistaken for a Spanish woman. I don't know what you said. Hola. I've been mistaken for a Spanish woman. Hispanic woman. I've never been mistaken for a white woman. I don't know why. As light as I am, as light as I present. You know, we got all the terms now. It's 2022. We have terms of the light skinned it, white presenting. Never been mistaken for a white woman. Cops still give me an attitude if they feel like it. I never had one white dude try to holler at me. In the whole world. So this is what I see. But I was raised when it was not the A, it was the hard ER when white folks said it. Nigger. I had to explain why you don't call a full grown why a full grown adult black or a black woman or man does not want you to call them a girl or a boy, because that's what they used to call full adults, men and women. They wouldn't even call them men and women. Come here, girl. Who you looking at, boy? You don't understand these terms. You repeat the bad parts of history, but you don't take it all in and understand what you're doing. Okay. This is Black History Month. And time after time after time after time, it is killing. It's been so little Black history going on in Black History Month. There has been just so much opposite of history. I'm going to go take it back to TikTok. Let's start with the appropriation. My thing is this. I'm going to start with a lot of... Hey, yeah. I'm going to start with a lot of stuff. And this is the thing. I have no problem with the interracial relationship. I'm the product of an interracial relationship. You love who you love. I don't care if you love Hispanic women, Asian women. Don't care. The problem comes in when you say things like, I'm going to get me a white girl because black girls are too loud. Black girls do this. Black girls do that. Black girls do this. Why do you have to say black girls do this, this, and the third to justify dating this white girl? If you like this white girl, like this white girl. I have a whole wife.
You got a story to tell? Tell them a story, baby.
Who, me? No, I don't. I've never really had that issue. Like I said, I've never in my life, and I'm 55, I have never had somebody other than somebody black try to talk to me. I've never had a white man or a white woman try to holler at me. I don't know why. So I don't have any of those. I don't have any of those stories. The story I do have is a little more. I was telling you how I wanted to look like my grandmother. Because, not just because, it was, you know how somebody tell you something and you want to do the exact opposite? I don't know if anybody else is a bad kid in the chat, but I'm a bad kid. As soon as you tell me don't walk out the door sideways, I'm going to walk out the door sideways. I'm going to walk to the car sideways. I'm going to get in the car. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad I am. So, it is what it is. So, growing up, hey, Nakia, growing up, and I don't know if anybody else is in the chat is as old as me, but trust me when I tell you, older black parents are very colorist. So her thing was telling me how she wanted me to come out really light and have light eyes so that I would marry a doctor or a lawyer growing up. And I wanted everything but the opposite. Shut up. You also a woman, so a lot has changed since back then. Dr. Love, you the love doctor.
Dr. Feel Good.
Oh! Dr. Feel Good home, y'all. Hold on. Anyway, so we don't. realistically, let me tell you something. Everybody out there who dates interracially, we don't care. Black women do not care about who you date. It is when you make it a spectacle and you bring us in that we have an attitude. The reason why people don't like people because they don't like them. There you go. It is not that we can. Trust me. Have all the white dates you want. But don't say that you dating this white girl because black women don't know how to act right. Don't say you dating this white girl because we're loud and we're into. Do you know I've heard people say, yep. I've heard people say because she too independent. She take care of herself. She know how to do this. Don't say you. And if let me tell you something. And if I was a white girl, a straight up white girl, I would be pissed off that the reason you want to date me is not because I'm me, but just because I'm white. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't date me because I'm that's doesn't I would hate that. If the only reason you wanted to be with me, not because you like the person I am, not because you like my sense of humor and my intelligence and how silly I am, or not that you like me. Oh, hold on. Yes, thank you. Not because you like me, but because you like some what's the word I'm looking for? Because you like some superficial aspect of me. I would be mad. I would be mad as hell. There was an old ass lady on TikTok talking about he tell me I'm blacker than most of the black women he know. You should have been pissed off and put his ass out your house when he said that. Because you should be fine. He should like you because you are who you are. Not because you blacker than black women. Guess what? That means he want a black woman. He using you for something else. Okay? So the next time you go buy a PlayStation for homeboy, you might want to think about that. When somebody says that, that blows me. You can love who you love. That is why the world is what it is, because that's why it should be. We should all just be cool with who we are and who we love. But that's the thing. Don't say you date white women because black women are too hard to deal with. What? That's when we get pissed off. That's when we say something. That's when we roll our eyes. Not because you dating that white girl. Shoot, date away. Shoot. Because guess what? The reason I don't get mad is the same reason I don't get mad at women that like tall women, or women that like skinny women, or women that like darker skinned women. Because I'm none of those things. So I'm not even in the running. So how can I be mad? You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? It's just like if okay, I post something on Facebook and I'm talking about just general something, but it hits you. I wasn't posting about you. So what you mad for? Just because it applies to you doesn't mean I was trying to holler at you or have an attitude with you. It just meant that's what I was feeling. It's the same thing. If you said all black people eat chitlins, I'm not gonna be mad because guess what? I don't eat chitlins, so you ain't talking about me. You see what I'm saying? If I was single and this woman said, "Well, I only date women over 6 feet," she not talking about me because clearly I'm not getting no fucking taller. These 5 foot. Let me see, 5'5", 5'4¾". That's it. I ain't getting no more inches. Unless I go buy some stripper heels and then I can't walk in them. So shit, you still ain't gonna get 6 feet. I'm just gonna be sitting there on the couch with stripper shoes on, just for no reason. If somebody's not talking, hold on. Right, Karen. If somebody's not talking about you, shut the hell up. If he or she wants to date a white person, date away. But don't negate that person's whiteness by saying the only reason you dating them is because the woman that looks like your mama is too hard to deal with. And that's what I said. Because when you say, if you're a black person and you say you don't date black people, women or men because they're too hard or they too this or they too that, guess what? You talking about your black mama and your black daddy. So it's fine. Date who you want to. But stop antagonizing people when you do it. When they talk about cultural appropriation, people want to say it's just hair, it's just this, it's just that. It's not just anything. I have, y'all see, y'all know what kind of hair I got. Now, while it does get fluffy when it gets wet, it's never coarse. I don't know what the C's and the forcing, I don't know what that means, but I don't think I have that hair. I have tried on numerous occasions to get my hair braided because while it is slick, it's very thick. However, this slick ass hair is not holding no braids in. And because it is slick like that, I don't want my damn hairline to be back here. So when somebody tells a white girl those braids are not for you, we're not telling you because we don't want you to appreciate black culture. I appreciate a lot of stuff. However, I know that shit ain't for me, so I'm not gonna do it. I appreciate my own culture, but I know braids ain't gonna stay in my hair long. You know what? Ain't nobody see. And you just see white girls with hair, with braids falling out, scalp all. The hair is just not, the style is not for your hair because it wasn't originated for your hair. Just like there are things that y'all do to y'all hair we can't do. We can't tease the shit out of our hair like y'all do and then go back and comb that shit out. We be using clumps of hair. We can't sit up there and do that teasy thing y'all do because it wasn't made for our particular hair. That's just like people with curly hair know that as soon as some moisture hit it, we gonna look like a poodle. I can't just do the running through the moisture thing like somebody with some slick straight hair that don't get curly. Cause I know that one drop of moisture and I'm about to sit up here looking like I don't know what the hell I'm about to look like. Cause some days it'll be, cause y'all know these little edges right here, they'll be curly all up in here, and then this side will be straight and this side will be no. No. We're not telling you not to do things. But when you do something and then you antagonize the group of people you're stealing it from, that's the problem. Y'all think when somebody tell y'all about cultural appropriation or interracial anything that we're mad that white people want to do this or white. That's not it. Do what you want to do. Don't antagonize an entire group of people by doing it. Don't get on here and say, look, I can do what I want. I can do what I want. This just hair. Y'all can't gatekeep hair. Yeah, what? What? And the first thing they say is, well, y'all wear weave to look like us. Number one, we do not. That's uno. Number two, well, who told y'all to straighten y'all hair? Y'all did. Back in the day, afros, braids, cornrows, all these things were considered unprofessional. Everything a black person did back in the day was unprofessional. Big booty, big lips, afros, braids, our style of clothing, all of that was unprofessional. And you thought by discounting who we were that we were not adapt. So we adapted. You didn't want us to have our afro, so we would tuck our afro under a wig and come on to work. Yes. We would tuck our afro in a wig and come on to work. You didn't want us to wear our dashiki, fine. We turned it into a tie, put on our suit, and came to work. You didn't want to be able to see how luscious our lips were. So we lined them up, put a little lipstick on, and came to work. But now, you go buy big booty Brazilian butt lifts. What is it? How many B's? BBL, BBB. You go buy booty. Y'all remember when, we was fat? And not the pH fat, the FAT fat. Now you go buy ass from Dr. Miami or go down to some third world country that you can't drink the water at, but you'll go have surgery to go get some ass to come back to America to talk about that's natural. You go buy lips. You go to the doctor and get collagen and shit in your lips. And your lips look like you, yeah, just look like two greasy buttholes. Uh, just, uh. You take the designs that we couldn't wear, and now it's trendy. But if we say that that's our stuff, that came from us. You got that afro from us. You got them booties from looking at our booty. You got them lips from looking at all this lush lips. You got all that from looking at us. We're appropriating. We're gatekeeping. We're telling you what you can't do. We're not telling you what you can't do. We're just telling you you're not gonna keep on acting like we didn't do it first and better. Yeah, well, the Kardashians made an entire livelihood out of it. But trust me, women and men have been going and getting some kind of surgery to alter themselves to look more ethnic for a very long time. They just made a name out of it. They just made a name. I saw something smack dab in the middle of Black History Month that made me want to throw my phone. It said Kim Kardashian is releasing her inner black woman. What? What? Baby. I was like, you take our images and you take our imagery. You take our creations. You take our style. You take our swag. You try to. Let me say that. You try to. Because on you it doesn't look right, because it's not for you. That's why, have you ever noticed, and it's just not me, because I spend a lot of time just watching people on TV, when I'm out watching people, have you noticed when people are doing something that's not really them, how uncomfortable they look doing it, how they always look like they're stiff? You ever notice that? You ever notice how a born big booty woman walk as opposed to a bought big booty woman walk? You ever watch somebody who didn't buy their titties as opposed to somebody who did? How they walk? You ever watch somebody who was raised wearing that, who was raised holding that, who was raised looking at that walk, as opposed to somebody who has to go and watch somebody else do it and then they imitate it? Walk, look, talk, sound. Have you ever noticed that? They're never comfortable. The Kardashians never look comfortable in their skin. They never look like they can relax. They always look like they're surprised. They always look like they hooked up to some electricity. They never look like they just chilling. We can walk around. We can walk around in our own skin. When you're in your skin, no matter how much of it you have, when you're comfortable in your skin, when you are living your life and not somebody else's. And that's what I wish that we would get to. You don't have to live 11:11, y'all. I did. I just looked up. You don't always look like they're hungry. And here's my advice for the day. For anybody going to get the booty surgery, could you see if they could add thigh? Could you add a little thigh meat? Could you get a booty? Okay, imagine if you will this. Oh, let me turn it upside down. Just a smaller part. Imagine if you will the remote. And you see how flat the remote is? Now imagine this much booty. And these are still your thighs down here. I have no problem with plastic surgery, not my route. Even though I have looked at this triple chin down here a couple times and thought maybe, cause somebody just go suck it out. Cause I'm sure somebody needs some fat in their booty. I got a whole lot of it. You know what I'm saying? So you just take some of my ass fat and some of my chin fat, and you can fill up about 2 or 3 of them little booties. But if you could just ask the doctor to add some thigh meat to that ass, okay, you'll feel much better. Because the worst thing you can see is somebody have a booty, no thigh, and they booty be hanging out the side, but not in a good way. Not in that. I got the little things. What's some little things called? This part, the hip part. I got the hip part. When I'm smaller and when I'm standing up, I have an hourglass. I just do. It's not as flex. It's a fat ass hourglass. I got like a 24 hourglass right now. I don't have just 1 hour. I got like a whole damn day hourglass right now. However, when I do, I have the hourglass. I have the boobs, the small waist, and I have the hips on the outside. Those are hips. That's not ass. That's not my ass poking around to the front. That's a hip. I hate to see somebody stand up and their booty is so big for their thigh and ass area. I'm so sorry. That is my only advice for the plastic surgery crowd is ask for some ass. Ask for thigh. Don't just get the ass. Get the thigh meat too. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. I'm just saying. And I'm making jokes. I'm making jokes. Because I wish it were funny. I wish we didn't have to have these conversations. I wish we didn't have to do these TikToks and do these YouTube videos about this travesty of ass. But I am so tired. I am so tired of somebody telling Nakia that she can't wear her braids to the office, and then 3 days later, Becky come in there with some cornrows and they talk about how good she look. It blows me that people think that Kim Kardashian got them damn braids from Bo Derek. Right. Cable shit. That show. I don't even want to get into plastic surgery because I don't understand that. I'm maybe because I had too much all of it all my life. I never wanted to add nothing to it. I didn't need no titties. I didn't need no booty. I had a small waist. I didn't even need nobody to suck nothing out the middle when I was young. When I was these young women, because these are younger women. These are in their 20s and 30s. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I was good. So I didn't I don't know what to say to plastic surgery. I don't know what to say to somebody who looks in the I know what to say to somebody who looks in the mirror and sees a fat girl. I can tell you about that. I can tell you how somebody looks in the mirror and wishes they were smaller, but I also know there's no magic cure for that. I also know that when you got people over there trying to redo the body that you came out with, it never looks natural, and I can't be fat and uncomfortable. I can't be both of them. That I instead of just working on the body I got a surgeon trying to shape it into what I think I should look like, and then if I don't like that, what are you gonna do, unshape it? So I never really thought about the plastic surgery thing. However, these people on here talking about they were put together with duct tape and glue. The fuck? It's 11 o'clock. The fuck? I just can't imagine. Kanye's mama died. She was old as hell. Now they getting plastic surgery. He had enough money where she could have got Beverly Hills plastic surgery. Baby, you better keep that junk in that truck. Shoot. Girls is trying to buy booty every day. It is a girl right now on the phone with somebody telling them that they got some fix-a-flat in the house that will pump her ass up, keep your booty. Right now, y'all think I'm lying. It is women walking around with fix-a-flat in their ass. Somebody said they had industrial oil. What the hell? I don't know. I don't know. Baby. I just I guess because I was raised my grandmother was I was raised to where she was cool with how she looked. She didn't get a whole lot of makeup. She wore the same color lipstick and the same little powder foundation. She was a little chunky when she was growing up, but after that she was a little bitty thing. And she was cool with who she was. So my only issue, like I said, is I wanted to look like her. But eventually I got to the realization that I gotta be cool with me. And me looking like me doesn't take away from how much I love her. So and we didn't have to look alike for her to be the love of my life, for her to be my grandma, for her to be, you know what I'm saying? So once I got that, then it was just a fat thing. And like I said, I've been that way always. I'll go up and down. When I was younger, I really wasn't fat. I guess what the girls call now thick. I'm fat now. I wasn't fat back then. But I saw myself as huge. That's what I saw. I would have to buy a size 20, 22 pants, but I would have 4, 5 inches of waist because I had a lot of booty. And I wanted to be that smaller person, but then I had to get good with who Lisa was. And eventually you get there. It takes time, but see, like I said, I never want to go trying to fix nothing. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I'll go to the doctor and get some of these boobs taken away. But shoot, at 55, I just keep them too. Shit, whatever. Um, say what?
You keeping the pickles.
Shut up. But it's so much, and sometimes it's too much. I want to just get up one day to where I don't have to look on the TV and see somebody going to somebody going on trial for killing their kids. It's been like 4 or 5 of those in the news. I want to get up one day where I don't have to look on there somebody looking for their daughter, their son. Somebody finding their daughter, their son, and not in a good way. I love true crime. You know, I'm about to watch ID when I get off here. But I want to sometimes look at an ID showing it not be the husband or it not be the wife. I want to see kids playing together and not wondering when the little white boy gonna say nigga, when they gonna start a fight, when they gonna mess with somebody because of how they look, when somebody gonna bully somebody. I don't want. I wish I didn't have to worry about that for Nick. I wish I didn't worry. And even though he is who he is, that doesn't mean somebody can't bully him or make him feel bad. Yep. I want to, I know the world is never going to be perfect because there's no such thing as perfection. But I just want us to start trying to work together, live together. And you ain't got to like everybody. You don't have to like anybody, actually. But it's not one thing, it's another. It's somebody calling the police on somebody because they doing their job. They're delivering packages or delivering food. Scared to leave your kids or have your kids go over to somebody's house because the son, the daddy, or the brother, the cousin's gonna be there because we don't want our little girls around everybody. I don't want to live in a world where we're naive and everything is a rose colored glass. I don't think that we're going to get rid of all the predators that are out there. I know we're not. But I wish we would work together to make it a safer, happier place. Because isn't that what everybody wants? Isn't that what every conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, witch, druid, pagan, black, white, Italian, Latina, Asian. Isn't that what we're all fighting for? To be happy? Or are you just fighting to fight? Is the hate better than the happiness in your equation? And if it is, why? We're all fighting for our kids to make it to school and make it back home in one piece without having to worry about somebody putting their hands on them. We're fighting to go to work and not have to worry about somebody coming in our job and being mad with the person that's sitting next to you and shoot up our job, or somebody coming in there with an attitude thinking they're better than you because they work here and you work there. Isn't the goal at the end of the day for us to be happy and live our life? We don't have to agree. But all this other stuff, all this you hate me because I'm black, all this you won't date me because I'm black, all this I want. And now it's a thing to where men have lost their mind. Just not black, and all of them have lost their damn mind. There's a dude on TikTok talking about, if I date a woman and she tells me no, I don't care how long we've been dating. If she tells me no, if I ask for sex and she tells me no, we breaking up. She owes me her body. He's saying that shit out loud. Why is everybody saying the quiet shit out loud? Men are doing podcasts to where if you've had kids, women's body holds no value. If a woman is sexual, she holds no value. If you don't want somebody to sexually assault you, you shouldn't dress that way. If a woman dresses in a certain way, then she's asking for it. Men can't control themselves when they see a little titty, a little booty. This is what they're saying. You vilify us. You degrade us. And at the same time, you put us on this raggedy ass pedestal. Women are too stupid to control themselves. They're too weak to take care of themselves. They need a man. But what do you bring to the table, woman, other than cooking and sex? But in the same breath, you say all you want is somebody to cook you meals and fuck you. In the same breath, you will ask a woman, what more do you bring to the table than your body? But then you'll say, your body is mine. You don't want a woman who's independent, who has her own job, who has an education, who can take care of herself. But you don't want to work and take care of a woman. What does she bring to the table? And it's not just men, it is society. If you watch true crime, like I said, a man has all these independent thoughts and feelings and he can do everything on his own. And the reason that he killed 13 people was because he was strong of mind, of crazy. I don't know, whatever they be saying. But as soon as a woman becomes involved, I did it for my man. She did it for her man. If she hadn't have loved him, she wouldn't have never killed those 13 people. A woman is too stupid, too slow, too naive, too soft, too weak. But at the same time, you falsely lift us up to show that you take care of us, but you don't. You talk about taking the family values back to the 40s and the 50s, but guess what? You were married, but your husband wasn't ever home. You had to make sure that you knew all the kids in the neighborhood because you knew 2 or 3 of them were your husbands. So you had to make sure your kids didn't date those kids because they were related. Work from 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night and then beat your ass from 7:30 to 10. These are the family values you're talking about? Mama stayed at home, raised the kids, took care of the house, but she isn't worthy. She didn't do anything. She was a housewife. There's no value to that. The man had all the value. And these are the values you're looking for. Two parents in a household. Do you know how many two-parent households had only one parent raising the child? All of them. But now everybody's so woke and everybody has these lofty ideals. We're going to go back and we're going to have a mother and a father in the house. But you had a mother and a father in the house. And guess what? Your mama made breakfast, made lunch, made dinner, made sure you got off to school, made sure you did your homework when you got back, made sure you took your bath, brushed your teeth, washed your ass, and went to bed. And did it all over again every day. And on the weekends, she made sure she made plans so that you could see this daddy that's in the house because you hadn't seen him all week. But then he got to go hang out with the fellas because he needs time to relax. So what values are we taking it back to, y'all? How about we try something brand new? How about we have people in the house that love their kids? How about that? How about we have people who have kids that want their kids? How about if it's not working between the parents, you don't subject your kids, but you love your kids? You don't have to love your kids from the bedroom next door. You can love your kids from across the street, hell, across the town, hell, across the country. How about your children know unconditional love? How about that?
I had to do something to it.
How about that? How about
No, it did something. It's coming on now.
we try being happy
Let me see. It's a live stream. It's
and
coming on.
taking care of each other? Isn't everything we do striving for happiness in our life? Isn't that what we do it for? You get up and you go to work. Some people go to work because they love their job. Some people go to work because they love money. But aren't you doing it to do things, to buy things, and to go places that make you happy? When you're dating someone, you're getting to know that person, and that person is making you smile. Don't you want to feel that in everything? Don't you want to feel that all the time? Aren't we doing all of this to be happy and successful? Sometimes it's just too much. We have had 2 years of a pandemic that has killed close to 6 million people worldwide. And we have had 2 years of people not wanting to do the basic things so that we can get back to being out there and to hanging out and to going to the clubs and to not having to wear a mask. We have been stuck in the house, and it's it's too much, y'all. It's too much. I have had a lot go on in these last couple of years. And it's been too much. Some days it's too much. And I let it out. Because holding it in can kill you. But sometimes it's just too much. And you gotta be quiet. And you gotta take a minute. I don't care if that minute is a couple days. It's just been too much. I'm just tired of being sad about kids that I don't know, about women that I don't know, about young men that I don't know. I'm tired of every time. I'm tired of hearing the governor of Texas and the governor of Florida. I'm tired of hearing their name. No say gay bill or no gay say bill or something. It burning books and you can't teach anything that makes kids uncomfortable. You can't teach real history. You can't teach. You can't do anything. It's like you thought it was over. Here comes some more. Y'all, I've been on here almost an hour and a half, so I'm gonna get off here because my wife bought me some good DC back Then I'm gonna put my mouth in a minute.
Some chicken wings and mumbo sauce.
But I wanted to come on here because it is Real Talk Day. And this is Real Talk. And
Smash that
I
like
didn't
button.
have anything in particular to talk about. Like I said, sometimes it's just too much. And this past couple years, it's just been too much. So down in the comments down below, your girl is getting ready to get off. Y'all know what I do at the end of the day. I sum it up. Sometimes it's just too much. And that you're welcome. Thank you, Karen. At the end of the day, we're doing this so that we'll be happy in our lives. And my happiness is not contingent upon yours. And your happiness takes nothing away from me. So to everybody out there, to everybody that's listening right now, and to everybody who listen to the replay, be happy, babies. Find your joy. Laugh. Smile. Play with your kids. Run in the rain. Take that day off. Spend that $20. Don't worry about the next man, because the next man has nothing to do with you. If you right now, if everybody in this chat gets $1,000,000 and I only get 10, I promise you, I am ecstatic for every millionaire. Because guess what? It was 10 more than I had. And I got to be happy with what's going on with me. So, if you're listening in the replay, make sure you hit them comments. Tell me what you like, what you didn't like. Give me some thoughts about what else you all want to talk about. We can make it a real talk about one thing, or we can talk about everything. Let your girl know. Share this video, because we need to get these messages out there, because maybe somebody will see my video and they go do one of their own. We need to start passing it. It's okay not to like somebody. It's okay. You okay. But it's okay to be happy. And don't take away somebody else's happiness. Because trust me, stealing somebody else's joy will never add to yours. Frowning on somebody else's smile will never make yours feel real. And until you understand that, I don't know what we're going to do. So share this video so we can start sharing this message. Comment, share, like, comment. Subscribe. If you happen to hit this video and you like what you hear, come on, subscribe. Watch our other videos. I got some good thoughts. Sometimes I'm a little smart about this, so forgive me. Hit that notification bell so that every time we drop a video or go live, you guys can join us. Tomorrow it's bingo. If you're seeing this and you haven't, on Sundays, Wednesday lunch, and Friday, we play bingo. So come hang out with us. Hit that notification bell so that you can get that little ding, 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 if you like to play bingo. I'm not a bingo person. You'll not catch me in a bingo hall, because I will be making Ethel and Bertha mad. Trust and believe. So like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that we can be with you, so that you can be with us every time we hit the airwaves. So this is your girl, Lisa. Sometimes it's just too much, but at the end of the day, I'm going to find some happiness in there, because I have a lot of shit to be thankful for. So thank you, Bomb Squad. I want to thank all my moderators. I want to thank the Bomb Squad. I want to thank each and every person, even though I won't say your name. Trust me, I saw y'all, and thank you so much for coming out and supporting me. I really appreciate the support each and every time I go live, and I love you guys. And this is your girl, Lisa, and I'm out. Bye, y'all.